I just lost my vehicle. I just lost my mech. I feel a little sad and down. But the best way to handle that is by reading a cool car fanfic. And so, here we go. Chapter 9, Double Encounter. Universal Colony, year 118. A time when the endless waltz of history continues unabated. Let us go back 1 year to the UCY 117. Empire Thalos declares war upon all neighboring star systems, and it dozens of space and planetary colonies within them. The Empire's military power is at equal strength to each government they are at war with, so they are caught in a stalemate. However, halfway into the UCY 117, the Empire acquired a new weapon whose name would be heard throughout the future. Mobile suits. These two devices smash through any and all resistance, and the Empire now controls more than 95% of the area. We now return to the UCY 118. Gundam Mozart has infiltrated the Empire, and now a personal assistant to the Empress. Gundam Mozart took a sip from the teacup in her hand, enjoying the sweet taste. Apart from her, the most powerful person in the Empire, Thalos, sat, looking over the computer readouts of mobile suits that were currently available at Clark Axum. She grinned at several, her true nature of maliciousness and evil quite appearing in her cold, soulless eyes. The true were on a transport ship guarded by several flying mobile suits and fighters. Canella, come here. I've narrowed down my choices. Canella stood up and walked over to Mariana's side, where she showed her pictures of the Gundams she had chosen to replace the after in her former Gundam. The first Gundam was a dark gray and black, with demonic wings coming out of its back, and held a long pole in its hand. This scythe head. Quite a frightening mobile suit, Your Majesty. Indeed, in the next one, Mariana replaces it with a Gundam that looked quite the opposite, with angel wings. And a dual beam can, a buster rifle, a pair of beautiful Wing Zero. Oi, oi, oi! It's the Wing Zero Custom, thank you. Or if you want to go further, it's the Wing Zero Custom Fur Car. Model number WX000. God, you love that model way too much. It's my baby. I'm not sure about that one, Empress. The rebels see you as a megalomaniac, and by making it look here heavily at godlike, always spur them on further. 2. What about this one? Next Gundam was heavily armored, with 2 Lord Frenier as soldiers. GP-02A, codenamed Fistus, designed primarily for the use of nuclear weapons. We're actually testing one of these before those bastard terrorists destroyed it. Still, it's an unwise mobile suit, Your Highness. Do you use nuclear weapons with your personal suit? Well, it definitely identifies you as a colony reaper. Well, how about this one? Next mobile suit was a pearly white, looking tall and strong. Gee, Savior. I'm sorry, folks, but a lot of you might not be a Gundam fan, but you don't get it. G-Savior was frowned upon us here in the fandom. Well, especially for me. I've seen that movie. It's not even a Gundam movie. It's bad. It's really bad. Now this one I like. No, you don't. Trust me. It's not that effective. It's strong, determined, and not all offensive to see. Not for this fanboy. And my final choice. Mariana showed the final option. A black Gundam will appear to be red wings. Master Gundam. Now this suit is rather interesting. It can be controlled using a subtle skin suit that comes with the Gundam. The operator can actually move with the Gundam. Its weaponry is most melee based, instead of guns and Vulcans. Another interesting choice, Empress. It's the most unique. A sudden shaking in the deck place interrupts Canola. Mariana activates the communication system on a console next to her chair. What the hell just happened?
Empress, we're under attack by an enemy mobile suit. Stay calm and remain in your seat.
Mariana narrowed her eyes and looked out the window. Outside, Arsenal was unloading clip after clip of his machine gun to several fires at a Virgo. Mariana stood up and began walking towards the end of the main hallway of the vessel. Canona, come with me. It's time we showed these colonists a true reason to be afraid. Aaron smiled as the nerve Virgo blew up from his assault.
This is the Empire that's taking over the colonies. I'm gonna make a better enemy with a toaster 2 hours.
Aaron's smile disappeared as he saw the transport was slowing down. The main docking bay for it was opening. Out of it flew an RGM-79 in a Kellogg. Both were identified by his onboard computer. Surprisingly enough, the GM was identified as an ally, according to the computer. Aaron quickly rewrote the identification to show it was the enemy he was attacking and not an ally. Within the Kellogg, Mariana cleared the display camera before her to show the arsenal. She roared and began firing her beam rifle, releasing blast after blast at the Gundam. Aaron gritted his teeth and engaged his thrusters, nearly avoiding the beams. Canella winced as she fired her own rifle at the arsenal, hitting it in the crest twice. Aaron gasped and fired it back at the GM, who easily avoided the shots. The Kellogg activated its beam saber and began slashing at the arsenal, who winced once more and blocked with the shield on his arm. The shield began to melt away, and Arsenal's thrusters engaged once more, this time taking him away from the transport and the GM and the Kellogg. Mariana attempted to follow suit, but noticed that her power cells were beginning to overheat. She glared at the rings and punched them with rage. Stop it! Well, this Gundam shall not survive out here. You know, I did manage to destroy it. And the lack of supplies are my own space patrol cell. Indeed, Empress. Shall we return to the ship and call for reinforcements? Yes. We shall also finish reviewing those mobile suit schematics. Must be something out there we can use. Edmund drank a coffee as he looked at the local newspaper. He smiled coldly at the front page. The story about negative effects of the recent attack on the city of Quinzna on Thales' government atmosphere. He stopped smiling when he read how the Empress Marina decided to now tighten her grip upon the colonies because of the nuclear winter caused by the attack on Quista.
This unprovoked attack upon our most beloved cities has only proven that these colonies are filled with evil. A year ago, we tried to get them to improve their lives by becoming part of the Empire. And how did they respond? By declaring war on us. We fight a war and win with the introduction of the mobile suit. Now they resort to a horrible form of warfare. They try to defeat us. These acts of violence. No, not violence. I take that back. These acts of terrorism shall not be tolerated. The Empire shall not fall to terroristic thugs. We are the Empire of Thalos, and we do not fall. Damn her!
Edmund threw the paper to the side and began drinking his coffee. He sighed and his thoughts brought him back to how he got involved with the Resistance. It was back... Flash! Ah! Ow! Ow! Head. Edmund returned to the present. The flash he felt came from all directions at once. He thought for a moment that the Empire had found him. He saw no attempts to approach him from everywhere. The flash occurred again, this time longer. He looked around, and although everything around him had been negated in color, one person stuck out like all the others. He was tall, and with one long and determined face. His hair was short and blonde, and he drank tea. He wore a long coat. His shirt looked like a 17th century Victorian frilled shirt. He looked at him for a moment and muttered a word that Edmund couldn't make out. Right after that, he put down 3 coins on the counter and stood up from his seat and stormed out of the cafe. Edmund followed suit, putting the 5 coins down on the counter and followed the man. The streets were full of civilians. The city was called Ambrohin, a bustling vacation spot, home to many monuments and objects related to the history of the Empire. Edmund quickly followed the man, not being spotted as the man was obviously moving towards the city limits to walk outside of it. Although the city was a heavy technological center, the outside of it was a vast desert, heated by intense sunlight that was not shielded by special dampers like the Ambrohin was. The man stopped talking and walking 10 feet outside the city. So, how long were you going to follow me? Edmund winced, hidden behind a thick tree and not breathing. Without any warning, Edmund was grabbed from the side and flung over several feet. Rolled briefly on the ground, but I backed up for position, aiming a gun at the man who smiled down.
Who are you?
Oh, I don't think you'll like me very much if I told you my name.
I don't like you very much anyway. A name will not make a difference.
Very well. My name is Char Ansible. Edmund made no reaction.
And that is supposed to upset me in some sense? The name is meaningless to me.
Really? How about Quattro Bagina? Edmund shook his head. Red Comet?
None of those names hold any meaning to me.
Asphalt, Zeon?
What? Char's got many names.
You've never heard of the most famous Xeon during the 1 Year War?
What are you babbling about? Xeon? 1 Year War?
Char blinked and thought again. He looked back up at him. The date. What is the date?
October 34th, UCY 118.
UCY?
Universal Colony Year. What's the matter with you? Are you senile?
Senile, crazy, messed up in the head. Yeah.
Many have said such things, but there are many things I do not understand.
Well, I shall find answers soon enough. I presume you're a pilot, yes?
Edmund raised an eyebrow and glared at him. How do you know that?
Because you're a new type. I detected it rather quickly. Are you artificial or natural?
Excuse me, I hate to be specific here, me being the Gundam fan, but technically it's called cyber new type. The word is pronounced cyber.
Stop talking nonsense. I don't know who you are, but because you're obviously a new type and not someone who works for Resistance, you're a dead man.
I think not. Char looked at the year and went down again, surprising Edmund immensely as Char's foot contended with his hand, knocking the weapon out of his hand and Char's fist slamming into his face. Edmund fell back to the ground, whizzing in pain. Char reached to his coat pocket and pressed a button with something in it. There was an immense rumbling as the sand behind it began to rise up. The sand was falling out of some sort of red mobile suit, and a rope suddenly came up from the ground directly behind him. He took a hold of it and was lifted into the air as the mobile suit was fully revealed. It was a Zazabi. Wow, did the Axis flash shoot him all the way over here? I wonder how many of you people are non-Gundam fans watching this and are just letting all this just fly over your head. Char opened the cockpit quickly, jumped into it. The Zazabi began to fly off already. Edmund glared and pressed a button on his watch. Long clouds overhead parted, the gallant and the wave rider mode flew down and picked him up, very quickly rising up again. In his cockpit, Edmund began searching for the mobile suit. Char escaped in the database, but no luck. He looked to see what was getting on him. Within the Zazabi, Char definitely recognized the gallant. The Zeta Gundam. Char opened up a communications channel. Camille, is that you? Camille? Camille? Likara, this is where subtitles come in handy. His name is not Camille with a C. It's Camille with a K. They're two different things. I mean, that does make him seem like he's more feminine than... I'm sorry, but I see a ponyfied version of Camille looking at me, and he is pounding his hose together. I better shut up.
Edmund raised an eyebrow. More names that mean nothing to me.
Char glared at the console and turned his head again. I'm in a strange land. I wonder if I'll ever find my way home. Char gazed at full thrust at the Zazabi, easily outriding the gallant who came to a stop. And it blinked as he thought about all that in his mind.
Well, that was a strange encounter.
An encounter in space? Boo!